Okay, guys, that was Fue de los Dos, just a classic song, right? So we're just gonna get into it, and yeah, I'll give you some tips. So the first thing you want to get in your mind is to not pick too hard. First of all, you don't want the tension in your hand, and that's for anything you ever play on the guitar. Just want to keep it loose, have control over it. And then if you feel the need to tense up or play harder, then let that be out of your own conscious decision making. Okay? You don't want to be playing hard without realizing you're doing it. That just leads to a lot of problems with your sound and with your wrist. Okay? So, so first of all, just put your ring finger on the 17th fret of the high E string. Okay? So like this. And you play it 3 times. Okay? And then on the 4th time you want to go. So look at this as one note or one section. Really get familiar with this movement. And all that is 17 to 12 on the high E string, and then you put your middle finger on the 13 of the B string, okay? So you go. And you're not letting it ring out like this, okay? After you go 17 to 12, you choke the note, basically. And choking it is lifting your finger up slightly. It's not going like that. When you're like this, you have absolute control of your note, okay? So you just lift it slightly like you're about to press on it, but you just don't, okay? Very valuable skill in all music. Once again, when you're learning guitar, it's a very important technique, choking, okay? So now you want to put your middle finger on the 14 of the G. So you just want to go. And the picking pattern is whatever is best for you. Sometimes you can go you can descend, okay? Sometimes you can alternate pick. It's whatever you feel like doing. Get comfortable with both. Why not, you know? So this is what we have so far, okay? And remember, it's not... Alright, that might sound cool, you know, you can add that in there, but that's how it's actually being played. So learn the correct way and then add your own spice to it after you learn the correct way, alright? There's no wrong. There's no wrong when you're expressing yourself, but when you're trying to learn something new, you want to stay as close to it as possible so you can pick up new things and so you could practice discipline. And so you're not going on self-indulgence all the time. So you're not self-indulging and being like, but I want to do it like this. It's giving you a chance to just take a break from yourself and to focus on something completely different than yourself. And then you could add your little layers later, okay? That's the practice philosophy of the day for you, all right? So now, now we're going to, instead of descend, and it's descending because we're going lower in notes, okay? But it looks like we're going up visually, okay? But frequency-wise, we're going down. So that's why I'm saying we're descending. So then after you do a descending like this, keep that same shape, and now you ascend. And it just takes practice. I kind of look at it as a roll. You press down on the G, you choke it, and as you choke it, you press down on the B, and then you choke it, and as you're choking it, you press down on the high E. So all right, and just trust me, it takes practice. I was at the point where I could only do, but the more you do it, And the more you enjoy it, the faster, the saying, time flies when you're having fun. So if you're truly enjoying your practice, you'll get it down before you even realize it, because you're just having fun playing this, and then eventually you'll be able to do that. Okay? So these are all just mental hacks, mental tricks you can do for yourself to just enjoy the process of learning. Okay? So so after you do this ascending, you want to go from 17 to 12 back and forth 2 times, and then you just go down 1 fret to the 16. Okay? And then we're playing, now this is the next shape. So there's 2 shapes we're working off of. Okay? By the way, anytime there's an A minor being played, you can do this exact shape. Okay? And now this next shape I'm about to show you is middle finger on the 13 of the G, and then you bar the 12 of the B and the high E. Okay? And anytime an E major chord is being played, okay, you can do this because it's an E major triad. All right? So now we have, and it's the same technique. You want to choke it, roll it, just get that sound. Okay? It's a mirror of this. So if you can play that part, you can play the next part. Okay? So maybe just focus on the beginning part, and then if you get bored, just focus on the second part of it. Okay? Just isolate it. Okay? And just work on what you're struggling with. Wherever you find yourself making a mistake, zoom in on it and just work on that slowly, and just for the sake of growth and inner peace. Okay? Just don't expect outcomes out of this. Just the exercise of trying something new and challenging yourself is a reward in itself. Okay? So now that we're back here, so it's the same thing. So now we went descending, now we're going ascending, back and forth on the 16 and 12, and then you go, and then you just end back on this triad. It's the same move that you were doing earlier. Okay? So get familiar with these shapes and just realize that's it. It's just a combination of these notes and these shapes. It's not much when you really break it down. Okay? So after that, now this home stretch, now we're just doing this. So that's back and forth. And then when you press down back again on the 17, you hit the 17 and then you hammer it off. So you go. Slow it down, rewind it. You will get it. And then it goes. It's the same thing. Okay? And then the last part, it's just a minor scale, an A minor scale, and it's just so that is 15 on the high E, 13 on the high E, and 12 on the high E. So we're going. And then we go back on the 15th fret to the B string. So then we're going. So now we're eliminating the 15 and we're starting on the second note. So the first phrase we started here. Now, and this was the second note of the first phrase. Now this is the first note. So we start here, and then we just add a new note. So, and the new note that we're adding is 13 on the B string. So, right? So then the pattern continues. Now the second note on the second phrase, that's right here, that's what we're starting with on the third phrase. So we're going, right? And then on the second phrase, we're starting here, right? And now we start here. And the new note is 12 on the B string. So, and then the last little phrase is 15, 13, 12, then 13, 14 on the G. So, and it's just a cool kind of, my blues brain just calls it a turnaround ending when that's probably not what it is at all. But you just go. So that is 15 to 14 on the D string, and then you do a little hammer off. So you hit the string, and then you do a pull off, a lot like this. Okay. So these skills are transferable, and they do many different things. Okay. So learn your techniques. You know, whatever techniques you like. So. And that's a hammer off to the 12 of the D, so, and then you go. So all that is 15, 14, and 12 on the A string. And then I'm just letting that last note ring out, and then I'm pressing down with my ring finger on the 14 of the D and the 14 of the G. I'm just letting it ring out. Okay? So that's the intro. Okay? So piece it all together, listen to the track a lot, and yeah, you'll get it down in no time. And the chords to the intro are like this. Okay? So the trick to that is doing this. So hitting your chord, A minor, and then choking it. Okay? It's just like on the lead. So like funk, but it's used in a different way now. So you want to go. Okay? So I'm hitting on a A minor chord, I'm hitting the 5 on the E, on the low E string, right? And then I'm strumming down, starting on the 4, right? On the 4th string. And then I'm going all the way down. And a lot of the times I don't hit the high E string. That's just me, you know, but just do that. Skip the A string, so on the D string. So slowly just go. Then you want to go. Okay, and that's kind of a tough chord. And you know what? We're going to end the video on there because there's a lot of material there, and I think that intro is enough to get you started. And if anybody shows any interest in wanting to learn the chords to that and how to play it, I'm here for you. I'm your guy. All right? So, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. work hard, and whatever you're doing, try to stay as focused as possible and just be grateful for this life that you're able to experience, okay? So, thank you guys, and I will see you on the next video.